Good evening, this is Stephen. Tonight I'd like to share with you a brief experience that I've had regarding work. First, I'll give you a little bit of background. I've never been very good at writing, and I've always struggled with spelling, and English is not definitely my strong suit. Um, with that being said, I always did okay at it in school, but never really sought after any English. And in fact, that was one of the big hurdles that stopped me from going into college and other things like that right out of high school. I had the grades, but I just really didn't want to do that portion of the study, is the reading and writing and essays and so forth. So that kind of sets the stage with my experience with work. So about 10 years ago, I had a elders quorum lesson where a gentleman gave a lesson on journal keeping, and he talked about how valuable it was to him in his life and even in his profession, how he would write down every conversation that he had with everyone, and how that came in handy with recalling facts and information and that sort of thing. I found it very fascinating, and enough so that I pondered on it all Sunday and into Monday, and I decided, you know what, let's give it a shot. So on a Tuesday, 10 something years ago, I decided I'll start writing in my journal. And it was a simple thing, and my entries were not very long and not articulate, and I'm sure there's about 1 billion misspellings and things like that. But I will tell you that through a lot of effort and um, yeah, a lot of work, I have not missed a day of journal entries in about 10 years. And it's actually been over that. So just to give you kind of an example, this is my journal. And in my journal, I try to keep track of a couple different things. I keep track of just the daily events, and then I've got into the scouting program, so I decided, you know what, I'll put in there a good turn daily, and I put in there, like a scripture reference of I read this scripture here, and this is what I learned from it. And I've also been putting goals in there for the following day, so I would write down those goals, and then I could kind of check up on myself and see how those goals were coming. So that's been my experience with work. It's been a lot of effort in order to keep this up, and I mean, even when I've been super tired, or you get home and you just really don't feel like it, I've been able to still write in my journal, and the benefits of that have been far more than I ever thought possible. And it has been in those other, I guess, add-on items that I've added to the journal entry that have really blessed me, of being able to study the scripture, to make sure that I have my personal prayers, to set those goals and those small, incremental things. And it's just been a great blessing to me. And it all started with, the desire to, let's give it a shot. And so it's kind of, there's a lot of things going on there. There's journal entry, that I've talked about. There's, setting goals and a bunch of other things. But it all came down to work. And it wouldn't happen if I didn't, take that time and put in that effort and make sure that I just wrote in my journal. And then after, I'd say, even a couple months, it became more of a pride thing of, well, I guess I better keep this up because I'm on a streak, and I'd never gone that long, writing in a journal before. But it still didn't make it easy when those late nights occurred, or that sort of thing. I mean, I remember traveling for work, and I'd fall asleep on my hotel bed, and I'd wake up at 1 in the morning or something and realize, oh, I haven't written, so gotta pull that stuff out, do my reading in my scriptures, write down what it is that I learned from that, and make sure I said my prayers. And anyway, it's been a great blessing to me, and I'm grateful for that principle of work. I'm thankful that I was taught work or how to work from a young age, and it's something that I hope I continue. So I appreciate you guys' time and listening, and have a good evening.